In sexual politics, Kate Millett, with some reason, faults Henry Miller as being a kind of ultimate male chauvinist pig. Okay, now she does note though that he was quite enthusiastic about the productions of Anais Nin, who was a close friend of his, a very close friend of his. And part of the reason for that was she was probably one of the few women that he did admire for more than just either sexual or domestic talents. Now, I read some of Anais Nin's work. Was assigned some of it in a college class called Images of Women in Literature. I absolutely adored her work. It's written in a manner that's not just that's sensual in a meaning that goes beyond sexual. It's sensual in her command of language. She was a really intelligent person who really understood how to use language, how to create images. Okay, and I really did like her work. I read some of her essays in praise of the sensitive man and other essays by Anais Nin, and I absolutely loved them. Okay, she was really a fine writer. Now, after she died, certain facts of her life came out, and to many of her admirers, and she did have many admirers, some of the truths of her life turned out to be a bitter disappointment. In California, it was written that she was survived by her husband, Rupert Pole. In New York, it was written that she was survived by her husband, who was Hugo Gilliard. How could that be? In the United States, in a country that does not allow polyandry or polygamy of any sort legally, how could her husbands have two different names? Well, Anais Nin was a bigamist. She was legally a bigamist. She actually went through a legal marriage ceremony with Rupert Pole when she was still married to Hugo Gilliard. I'm probably mispronouncing his name. And she continued having married relationships with both men, and lying routinely to both men. This was not as a liberal person, a sexually liberated person, you might be able to, say, well, to justify somebody having more than one relationship at a time. You can't really justify somebody routinely lying to two people. You can't justify somebody committing bigamy when it is illegal. These things are immoral by any moral standard, by any reasonable moral standard, including a very liberal one. Okay, it was also found out that what many people believed was a miscarriage was actually a late-term abortion. Okay, So some of the people who had commiserated with Anais Nin on her miscarriage probably felt that they'd been ripped off, or, you know, certainly misled. But then again, she was a very practiced liar. Now, that doesn't take away from the fact that she was a very good writer, a very accomplished writer. As an essayist, she made some very good points. As a fiction writer, you can enjoy a lot of her work. As a person, she was deeply flawed.